わりまして、非常にコンテンツ
Development on Lost Planet 2 is finally wound down. It was a very long and arduous process. We got a lot of stuff in this game, put a lot of content into it, and it was a very long development process. We're very proud of what we've come up with. First of all, I'll say that nothing really ended up on the cutting room floor in this game. We made it a point to get all the ideas we had into the game. So there's some really kind of wacky and crazy weapons in there. If you play the game long enough, you'll get to explore that and test those out. Needless to say, we had to spend a lot of time on balance to make sure that everything made sense in the context of the game. We think we did a pretty good job of that.
今回ご用意し
So Map Pack 1 contains 2 maps, both of which share an aquatic or nautical theme. One of which takes place entirely underwater. This one involves a giant tower that's underwater, and it's a very vertically oriented map and involves going up and down the tower. The second map takes place on the surface of the water, and on that map there are a lot of vital suits placed throughout the map, so it's a very VS centric map. There's a lot of exciting action that takes place there because of the presence of so many robots. This was, until now, spoken of primarily just as a pre-order bonus for people that had the foresight to reserve a copy of the game. What we announced today is we've now made preparations to make this available as paid content for everyone as of day one, so nobody gets left out and you don't have to wait or anything like that. Both maps, of course, include things you don't find in other maps, so little gimmicks to help you get around the stage a little faster, and shortcuts and things like that, so I hope you really enjoy exploring them and taking full advantage of everything that's there.
たがサポートしてくれ
The best way to play the game, the more interesting way to play the game and better yourself and better your own skills is to play with other people. So you have a very different experience if you play with other people. If you have trouble, getting enough ammo together or something, you can watch the way other people play. You can actually get real-time advice from them, and that's probably the best way to improve your skills. As you may guess, by virtue of the map pack being called Map Pack 1, you can naturally expect there to be 2 and perhaps 3 and everything beyond that. We do want to say that it won't just be maps. We're looking at coming up with all sorts of interesting DLC for the game. The game is a very deep customization system, so there could be costume parts and things like that made available. We like to think of DLC as a way to communicate directly with our hardcore fans and to give them something a little special. So we're putting a lot of thought into coming up with compelling things that these hardcore fans might be really into. The game is certainly structured in such a way that we could indeed insert additional chapters without kind of disrupting the main storyline. Certainly if the game sells really well and if people make it clear that they would like to see additional chapters, it's certainly something that's possible structure-wise. We just want to make sure that our outlay of money and time and energy is worth it. Enough people will indeed support such an endeavor before we move forward on it.
You want to take down that barrier? You got what you're looking for.
And in closing, I'd just like to remind everyone that the release date has changed. It is now May 11th instead of May 18th. It's worth mentioning as well, just so you know, this game has ridiculous amounts of customization options available, something you should look forward to. We actually did the math, and literally the amount of different characters you can make using the system are astronomical. It's a 1 with 16 zeros after it. You literally will have a character that no one else on the planet will have.